Have you ever felt like your English sounds a bit robotic? You know the grammar, and you've memorized the vocabulary lists. But when you actually try to text a friend, navigate a busy airport, or speak up in a Zoom meeting, you feel stuck using the same old stiff textbook phrases. You want to sound effortless, polite, and fluent, but the words just don't flow like they do for native speakers. Well, you are in the right place. Today, we aren't just doing a grammar drill. We are going to upgrade your communication skills instantly with practical, advanced sentences that handle the messy, real-world situations we face every single day. Intro and SEO integration. Hello and welcome. Today, we are going to tackle something that many learners struggle with: the gap between the classroom and reality. If you have been searching for 50 daily use English sentences or looking for some serious advanced English speaking practice, this is exactly where you need to be. We are going to cover 4 major areas of life: digital communication, travel, interacting with children, and remote work. By the end of this video, you will have a toolkit of responses that will make you sound polished, professional, and completely natural. So grab your notebook because we are about to make your English glow. Let's dive in. Section 1. Texting and digital communication. Let's start with the world of our phones. Texting has its own set of rules, and often silence can be misinterpreted. The first phrase is a lifesaver when you've accidentally ignored someone. Just saw your message, sorry for the delay. This is simple but effective. It acknowledges that you aren't ignoring them on purpose. Life just got in the way. You use this when you are finally replying after being offline or distracted. It keeps things casual and friendly. Next, imagine you're walking, cooking, or driving, and you can't type a long paragraph. You can ask, "Mind if I voice note instead? I'm in a rush." This is a polite way to ask permission to switch formats. It explains why you aren't typing. You're in a rush, and ensures the other person is okay with listening to audio. Now, sometimes we want to send a message, but we don't want to stress the other person out, especially if it's late at night or on a weekend. You can say, "Feel free to reply whenever, no pressure." This is a beautiful phrase for building good relationships. It tells them, "I'm sending this now because I'm thinking of it, but please take your time." What about when you're in a meeting and your phone buzzes? You can't chat, but you don't want to be rude. A great auto reply or quick text is, "I'll get back to you once I'm out of this meeting." This is professional and manages expectations. They know exactly why you are silent and when they will hear from you. Have you ever read a text and got completely the wrong idea? It happens to the best of us. When you realize your mistake, just say, "LOL, I read that completely wrong at first." This adds humor. It admits you made a mistake in reading comprehension, but laughs it off. It keeps the vibe light and playful. Sometimes a text conversation goes on for too long and gets complicated. Typing becomes inefficient. You can suggest, "Let's take this to email. It's getting too long for chat." This is perfect for work contexts. When a discussion requires structure, bullet points, or detailed explanations, move it to email. It shows you value efficiency. Speaking of text limitations, sometimes jokes or sarcasm don't land correctly without facial expressions. If you think you might have offended someone, clarify immediately with, "Sorry if that came across the wrong way. Tone is tricky over text." This is a high EQ phrase. It blames the medium, texting, not the person, and clarifies your intent to avoid drama. Now, here is a phrase I use all the time when a conversation feels like a tennis match going nowhere. "I think we're talking past each other. Want to jump on a quick call?" Talking past each other is a great advanced idiom. It means we are both talking, but neither of us is understanding the other's point. Suggesting a call resolves the confusion instantly. Technology fails us sometimes, right? If you get a message that says, "Here is the file," but there's nothing there, you say, "Can you send that again? I think the attachment didn't come through."
You aren't blaming them for forgetting, you're blaming the technology. It's polite and direct. And finally for this section, the gentle nudge. When you're waiting for an answer and it's been a while, try, "Hey, just checking in, any update on this?" This is how you chase someone up without being annoying. It's a soft follow-up, perfect for professional or personal contexts where you need an answer but don't want to sound aggressive. Section 2, travel and airports. All right, let's pack our bags and head to the airport. Travel can be stressful, but these phrases will help you navigate it smoothly. Security checkpoints are always confusing. Every airport has different rules. Instead of guessing, ask the officer, "Do I need to take my laptop out for the security check?" It saves you time and prevents you from holding up the line. Once you are through security, finding your gate is the next challenge. If you're unsure, ask a staff member or a fellow traveler, "Is this the line for international departures?" This confirms you're in the right queue so you don't waste 20 minutes standing in the wrong place.
Now, boarding the plane. This can be awkward. You get to your row and someone is sitting in your spot. Instead of getting angry, assume it's a mistake and say, "Sorry, I think that might be my seat." Notice the "I think." It makes you sound less confrontational, even if you are 100% sure it is your seat. It gives the other person a graceful way to move. Airports charge a fortune for bottled water. If you have an empty bottle, you can ask staff, "Do you happen to know if there's a water refill station nearby?" "Do you happen to know" is a wonderful, soft way to ask for information. It implies that it's okay if they don't know. Once you're on the plane, the overhead bins can be high and heavy. Don't hurt your back. Turn to a neighbor and ask, "Could you help me lift this into the overhead bin?" Most people are happy to help if you ask politely. Now the classic travel frustration. Delays. You're texting your ride or your family, and you have to deliver bad news. You might say, "My flight's been delayed again." That little "again" at the end adds a conversational venting tone. It shows frustration without being a scream. What if you hate your seat? Maybe you're stuck in the middle and want to see the clouds. You can ask the gate agent or flight attendant, "Would it be possible to switch to a window seat?" "Would it be possible" is the gold standard for polite requests in English. It doesn't demand, it inquires. Before you even fly, you need to know the rules about luggage so you don't get fined. You ask, "What's the baggage allowance for carry-ons on this airline?" This gives you the specific weight and size limits for your hand luggage. Sometimes connections are tight. You land and you have 20 minutes to catch the next plane. You can plead your case to the flight attendant, "I've got a really tight connection. Is there any chance I could board first?" Or perhaps deplane first. Asking, "Is there any chance?" acknowledges that you are asking for a favor. And finally, mistakes happen. Maybe you walked into the first class line by accident. Just smile and say, "Sorry, I didn't realize I was in the priority lane." It happens to everyone. A quick apology clears the air immediately. Section 3, interaction with children. Let's switch gears completely. Whether you are a parent, a teacher, or an aunt or uncle, speaking to children requires a specific kind of patience and vocabulary. These phrases focus on emotional intelligence. When a child is screaming to get what they want, you want to teach them communication. You say, "Can you use your words instead of shouting, please?" This encourages verbal expression over physical outbursts. If you are in a library, a church, or just a small room and the volume is getting too high, try, "Let's try that again, but this time with our inside voices." Inside voice is a classic English term for speaking quietly. It's a gentle correction. Children often get so excited they stop listening. They might be looking around while you talk. You can say, "I need you to listen with your whole body, not just your ears." This is a powerful phrase used by teachers. It means stop moving, look at me, and focus. Positive reinforcement is huge. When a child solves a puzzle alone or ties their shoes, celebrate it. "I love how you figured that out all by yourself."
You are praising their independence and their problem-solving skills, which builds confidence. Now, dealing with aggression. If a child hits or pushes because they are mad, you need to set a boundary while validating their feelings. It's okay to feel frustrated, but we don't hit. This distinguishes the feeling, which is okay, from the action, which is not. Sometimes a tantrum is just too big and talking won't help. You can offer a reset. Let's take a break and come back when you're ready. This isn't a punishment, it's a cool-down period. It respects the child's need for space. When seeing a child struggle with a task, don't just take over. Ask them, would you like help, or do you want to try on your own first? This gives them autonomy and the choice to accept assistance or persevere. When a child is crying or acting out, they are often disconnected. So to bring them back to the present moment, you can say, I need you to listen with your whole body, not just your ears. This phrase is so useful, it's worth repeating in different contexts. When a child does something selfless, like sharing a toy, reinforce that kindness. That was a really kind thing to do. I'm proud of you. Specific praise is always better than generic praise like good job. And finally, when things go wrong, maybe juice was spilled or a toy was broken, turn it into a lesson. Let's turn that into a learning moment, shall we? And then follow up with collaboration. How do you think we can solve this together?
This creates a paper trail and allows for more thoughtful, long-form responses. When you are working on a shared Google Doc or team file, you need to notify the team that you are done. You say, I've updated the document with all the latest changes. This ensures everyone is working from the current version. After a big meeting, you might need to coordinate with just one person privately. You can ask, can we quickly sync up after this? Sync up means to meet briefly to ensure you are both on the same page. Outro. And there you have it. We have just covered 50 powerful, practical sentences that will take you from sounding like a textbook to sounding like a confident, real-world English speaker. Whether you are typing a quick message, boarding a plane, teaching a child, or managing a project online, you now have the exact words you need. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want to keep illuminating your English skills, make sure to subscribe to English Glow. I have so much more content coming your way to help you speak with confidence. Thanks for watching and keep glowing.